Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is day 6 of solving the lead code problems. I have already solved the 5 problems on my channel. So if you have not yet watched those first 5 solutions, you can go and you can practice the first 5 problems. The sixth problem, that is maximum subarray, guys, it is same as that of the Kadans algorithm, which I had explained in my first video. That is arrays day1. So if you have not watched that Kadans algorithm, go and watch that. That is same as that of the sixth problem. So first problem and the sixth problem is of the same type. So let's go to the seventh problem, guys. That is the maximum product subarray. Guys, I have listed these 20 problems because these are the most important problems when it comes to any interview perspective. I have done this. I have listed all these problems based on the previous year, uh, the questions which were asked in the companies, and these are one of the most important questions that you have to solve before attending any interview. So without delay, let's go to our board and let's solve the seventh problem, that is the maximum product subarray. So this is the problem, guys, you can see on your screen. So guys, we had solved the maximum sum, that is the I guess that is the sixth problem, maximum subarray. Guys, here we will find the sum which has the maximum sum, but this is not the maximum sum, but this is the maximum product. Guys, remember, if we are asked to solve the maximum sum of the subarrays, we can use the Kadans algorithm, which I had explained in my first video. But if the question is maximum product subarray, remember guys, if the question is maximum product subarray, we cannot use the Kadans algorithm. Why? Because in Kadans algorithm, if the value is negative, we will neglect the that value and we will set that back to 0. But here, since we need negative values, we cannot neglect the negative values. Why? Because when we multiply two negative numbers, we will get a positive number. So we cannot neglect the negative values. But in the Kadans algorithm, whenever we encounter the negative value, we will set the value back to 0. So since we are doing multiplication over here, we need to consider the negative values. So we cannot apply the Kadans algorithm in the maximum product subarray. So how can we solve this? Let's go and let's analyze. Guys, you can see the maximum product subarray. You can see the first input. So how to solve this maximum product subarray? It is simple, guys. First, I'll tell you the logic behind this. Guys, so this is the first problem given to us, that is 2, 3, minus 2 and 4. Guys, what I'll do is, again I will go through this entire loop. I'll traverse through this entire loop and I will take the multiplication, the product. That is product equal to product star ARR of I. I will do this. This is simple. So product is first value is 2, then that would become 2. Sorry guys, first I'll set this product to be 1. First I'll set this product to be 1, and here what I'll do is I'll do 1 into 2, that is the first index, the product would be 2. Again I'll do 2 into 3, the product would be 6, and again I will do 6 into minus 2, this would be minus 12. Guys, here what we have to remember is, again I'll take the maximum value and again I'll store the maximum value, and here in this 3 test cases the maximum value is 6. I will store the maximum value as 6, and when I multiply minus 12 with minus 4, again the answer would be negative. So I don't care about the solution. The maximum value is plus 6. Simple, right? Yes, we can do this problem. We can solve this in this manner, but there are many test cases, guys. We cannot solve this on only one test case. We have to be clear for, we have to solve this for many test cases. Imagine if the array is given like this. Imagine if the array is given like this, that is minus 1, 2, minus 3, 4 and minus 5. So if the array is given like this, what I'll do is I'll again follow the same step. I will do my product equal to product star ARR of I. Here again I'll do the same step, that is minus 1 into plus 2. First product would be plus 1 initially, then 1 into minus 1, this would be minus 1 itself, and again minus 1 into plus 2, this would be minus 2 itself, then again minus 2 into minus 3, this would be plus 6, again I'll do 6 into 4, 24, and I'll do 24 into minus 5. This would be negative, so I don't care. The maximum value among all these answers is plus 24, so the maximum is 24, and what you will do is you will return the maximum value. You will return the maximum value as 24. Guys, if you think that yeah, this is the correct approach, you are wrong, guys. This is wrong solution. What if I traverse, instead of traversing in this direction, what if I traverse in this direction? What would it happen? Let's go and let's check this, guys. I'll quickly erase this. So instead of traversing from right to left, if I traverse, sorry, from left to right, if I traverse from right to left, what would it be? Let's check it, guys. So again I will do the same thing. Product equal to product star ARR of. Now this time I will come from n minus from back side. So the array length is n, and n minus 1 minus I. Yeah. So I'll come from back side. So this would be minus 5. Initially product would be 1, and if I multiply minus 5 with plus 4, this would give me minus 20, and if I multiply minus 20 with minus 3, this would give me plus 60, and if I multiply 60 with 2, this gave me 120, and if I multiply 120 with minus 1, this gave me minus 120. So I don't care if this is a negative value, I don't care, I will not take this. So the maximum value would be 120, and I will return the maximum as 120. Guys, in the previous case where I did the multiplication from left to right, that gave me as 24 as the maximum value. But if I multiply from right side to left side, then that gave me 120 as the maximum value. This gave me 120 as the maximum value. So guys, it is important, whenever we solve any problem, we have to see for different test cases. We have to solve that for different test cases. So now I will come to the conclusion that if I traverse from left to right, I may get the maximum value. I may get the maximum product. Sorry, I may get the maximum product. And even if I traverse from right to left, I may get the maximum value. I'm not sure. So if I get what I'll do is, at the last, what I'll do is I will calculate the maximum between the prefix. If I traverse from left to right, that is the prefix maximum product. If I traverse from right to left, then that is the suffix maximum product. And from these two products, I will calculate the maximum. So I will calculate the maximum between 24 and 120, and I'll return 120. So this was the second test case. If the array is like this, guys, what if there is 0 in between? Like for example, if I take the case like minus 1, minus 2, 0, minus 3, 4, and 5. Guys, imagine if this is an array given to you and 0 is there in the middle. If I do in my previous approach, what would be my answer? So if I multiply 0 with the like for example, if I do the same thing, product equal to product star ARR of I, if I do this, what would be the answer, guys? Like I would do minus 1 into minus 2, then the product would be plus 2, and 2 into 0, product would be 0, and again 0 into minus 3, then the product would be 0, and a final I would get 0 as my answer. So what to do if I encounter 0 in my array? What to do if I encounter 0 in my array? Guys, if I encounter 0, even if I calculate the prefix product and prefix maximum product, and even if I calculate the suffix maximum product, I will always land up with 0 as my answer. So I should not get 0. So what to do, guys? We have to mention the condition. We have to write an if statement that if I encounter 0, change my prefix back to 1, change my suffix back to 1. If I encounter 0, change my prefix to 1 and change my suffix to 1. How can I write that statement? I can write like if I encounter, like here in this case, the prefix was 0, right? So if I encounter prefix as 0, if I encounter my prefix sum as 0, I would reinitialize prefix to 1 and suffix to 1. If I encounter prefix as 0 or the suffix as 0, I will reinitialize this to 1. I will reinitialize this back to 1. So now what will happen if I reinitialize back to 1? You can see the solution. For example, I will do over here -1 into -2. So the maximum would be 2. Initially the maximum would be 2. And I will do 2 into 0. Now the prefix is 0. Again I'll reset the prefix to 1. Again I will reset the prefix to 1. And again it will calculate 1 into -3. That would be -3 itself. And again it would calculate -3 into -4, -3 into +4, it gave me -12, and here -12 into again the positive value. Then here again I'll get the negative value as the answer. So the maximum would be +2 in this condition. What if I traverse like this? 5 into 4, 20. 20 into -3, so 20 would be my maximum initially. So 20 into -3, -60. So maximum would be 20 itself. -60 into 0. Now I encountered 0. Again I'll set my suffix to 1. And again I will do the multiplication. And here if I do the multiplication, 1 into -2 is -2. -2 into -1 is +2. So in my suffix I'll get the maximum as 2. And in my prefix I'll get the maximum as 2. In my suffix I'll get the maximum as 20. In my prefix I'll get the maximum as 2. So from 2 and 20 I'll select 20 as the maximum value. So if I encounter 0, I will reset my prefix and suffix values. So this was the program, guys. This was the logic how to solve the maximum product subarray. So that's all, guys. Let's go and let's solve the problem. Let's understand how to solve the code. Okay then, guys, initially what I'll do is I'll take int prefix to be 1 and int suffix to be 1 initially, and I'll calculate the n value, that is nums dot length. I'll calculate the n value. Now what I'll do is I will run a for loop. I will run a for loop from 0 till n minus 1. I will traverse through the entire array. For int I equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. Now what I'll do is I will write the condition, guys. What the condition would be is if prefix is equal to 0. If the prefix is 0, then reset the prefix back to 1. And if the suffix is 0, and if the suffix is equal to 0, then reset my suffix back to 1. So what I did is, if I encounter the product as 0, I will reset it. Or else what I'll do is I will calculate the prefix product and suffix product. That is prefix product, that is star, equal to prefix star equal to nums of I, and suffix star equal to nums of, since I have to take it from right to left. I will take it from if I do n minus 1, then that would be yeah, index last index, and minus I. So I would be 0 in the first case, and depending upon that it will traverse from right to left. So this is the prefix and this is the suffix. And now what I do is, sorry guys, I forgot to take one more condition, that is I will take the int max variable. I initialize the int max variable and I'll store the minimum value inside this integer dot math underscore value. I'm sorry guys, this is min underscore value. Okay, I'll store the minimum value inside max, and I'll compare this max with the prefix and suffix, that is max equal to math dot max of max comma, I will calculate the maximum value between the prefix and the suffix, that is again math dot max of, again I'll calculate the maximum value between the prefix and the suffix, prefix and suffix. Now I have calculated the maximum value between the prefix and the suffix. Again I'll return over here maximum as my answer. So I guess this is the program, this is the code guys. So this is my logic. Let's see whether the code runs or if there is any error. Let's check this. Yes guys, we have run this two cases. Let's run for all the other different cases and let's see what would be the solution. Yes guys, all you can see over here, all the 190 test cases has been cleared. And let's analyze the complexity. What is the complexity of this code? The type complexity is O of n. So this is the complexity guys. So that's all guys. So this is the program and I had explained the logic. This is the maximum product in the array, maximum product subarray in the array. So thank you guys, that's all for today. Thank you. So if you like the way I code or the way I explain, please like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you.